provided to support you during your educational journey and to ensure your success. As you step into the next chapter of your life, remember these years not just as knowledge, but incredibly proud of what you've achieved and more excited to see what the future holds for each of you. Keep exploring, keep dreaming, and continue to discover the incredible potential that lies within you. Class of 2023, you've shown us what you're capable of, and I have no doubt that you will continue to make us proud. Today, we not only celebrate your past accomplishments, but the promise of your future successes. So go forth and make your mark on the world. There is so much more to come. Congratulations, Class of 2023. I wish you the very best. Thank you. I would like to introduce Jason Zevenberg, high school English teacher, who was selected by the student body to give the reflection speech. I would also like to congratulate Jason on his retirement and thank him for his many years of outstanding service to the district.
Good morning. How exciting to be speaking to you this morning. The most frequent question students ask a teacher on sunny days in May is, can we go outside? No. For one day at AP Research, our papers were submitted, our presentations completed, the hard work for the year was behind us. I said yes. We headed for the hiking trail that leads into the school's woods. It had been dry for days. We assumed the trail would be too. But this is Western New York in spring. And of course, we encountered a fair amount of mud along our path. This was the key obstacle for us to navigate. We all followed the same trail. How we chose to do this differed from one person to the next. Mary and Emma's answer was the simplest and most straightforward. They took their shoes off and walked barefoot through the muddy patches, while the rest of us took arcs around the muck or balanced on stones and fallen tree trunks. Emma and Mary had to clean their feet afterwards with water from Sarah's water bottle before returning to class. But what didn't wash away that day was the memory of the sunshine and the mud and the adventure of finding our own way on a trail. You are all about to embark on a journey, your own trail through the woods of life that you have long prepared for. Like the day we walked through the woods, it will be a journey having days filled with sunshine, a day on which everything goes well. There was no line at the Tim Hortons or Starbucks. You woke up and made it to class on time. You received an A on a midterm. You submitted your paper by the due date. You and your friends were actually able to buy cheap tickets to your favorite band. A new part of life is beginning for you, for yourself, those you care about, and the communities you live in. Mary Oliver, in her poem Wild Geese, writes, "The world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting." And Hamlet, in Shakespeare's play, reflects, "We know what we are, but know not what we may be." Life, like the weather, is defined by impermanence. The sunny day eventually will give way to a cloudy one. Impermanence in our lives offers the moments in which we have the opportunity to define ourselves. Clouds can present uncertainty or the unknown, or perhaps the anxiety you're feeling right now as you anticipate being finished with high school and your plans for what comes next. And although we all have moments in our lives that will be difficult, these are also times that can be both harsh and exciting, the moments that we begin to know what we are. The clouds, the rain, they create the mud of our life, the obstacles that highlight our strengths and weaknesses as we puzzle them out. The actions we take in response to these will shape what we'd like the future to be. The metaphor of packing often appears in commencement addresses, and for good reason. There are many boxes we pack in life with souvenirs of past experiences and of people who have been important for our lives. I still have a box with artwork from the second grade, stories I wrote in middle school, and fishing lures from my grandfather, with whom I often spent time on the lake during my summer vacations. We all create boxes like these, and they're important. But these boxes often become ones we open only every few years, and eventually every few decades. You have been packing what you need for this next step in your lives across your high school career. Many of you have been in clubs like Donate Life, Rocketry Club, Science Club, National Honor Society. Many of you have helped make unified sports a reality at our school. Many of you have made strong contributions to our sports teams: football, soccer, swimming, lacrosse, tennis, volleyball, track, cross country, field hockey. Many of you have completed programs at Ormsby around animal care or welding or cosmetology. You might have helped direct, taken the stage for productions of The Specialist, Curtains, Letters to Sala. You might have sung or played an instrument in one of our many concerts, or walked in the parade for homecoming, or participated in the Polar Plunge, the Powder Puff Game, or the Whale Watch. And that is the wonderful aspect of our school. You have had so many choices of experiences to pack that have readied you for whatever comes next. Your family and friends have also helped to open opportunities for you as well to set in this box that you will carry forward in life. What I'd like to focus on, though, is the metaphor of unpacking. When you leave home and arrive at your destination, what will you unpack first? What will you save for later in life, but leave in the box for now? What you choose to unpack will be an important part of how you see the world and what it offers up to your imagination. What kind of world do you imagine for yourself, for your family, for your community? What you choose to unpack first will begin to determine what that future might look like. I don't want to idealize this. How you perceive yourself, who you want to be in the world, may not align with what others would like to see in you, what others would like you to believe. And you will often be asking yourself, is this right? Should I do this? I want to do this right. And there will be times that you will choose to stand up to say, this is harming an environment I want my children to be able to enjoy, or to say, I will not tolerate this injustice or prejudice in my community, or to say that censorship in my children's textbooks or in my school or public library is unacceptable. Standing up for someone else, taking a stand to protect the environment, is not without risk. To face the judgment of others takes courage. Of course, it is important to listen, not only to those who support your concerns, but also to those who you believe are doing harm to others or yourself. We have to learn to listen to each other, to understand each other, if we are to be successful in meeting the complicated challenges that we will face in the course of our lives. You will need others, including those you may disagree with on many matters, to create the changes you believe need to happen in the world. But listening should never take the place of acceptance of things that are wrong. Rainier Maria Rilke, in a letter to a young poet he was mentoring, wrote, I want to beg you to be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart, and to try to love the questions themselves. Do not now seek the answers which cannot be given you, because you will not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, live along some distant day into the answer. Therefore, I encourage you to live your questions and live them with patience and humbleness and kindness. Do not be afraid to step in the mud. Answers will come in time, but let them be your answers, answers that you arrive at because you were determined to live by your convictions. Congratulations to all of you. I wish you the best.
Thank you, Mr. Z. well done. Over the years, Mr. Zevenbergen has established a reputation for integrity and dependability that's second to none. And as our department chair for over a decade, he's led our English department to be better teachers, better creators of programming, always ready to be their champion and a voice of reason. His unwavering support and quiet flavor of leadership taught our students and me how to be better human beings, not just directly, but by modeling that kindness and sincerity in every interaction of every day. Over the years, many of us have said, well, what would Jason do? And as cliche as it sounds, he believes in self-improvement for the benefit of student improvement. At East Aurora High School, we believe many aspects of our success as a school and as an English department directly grew from Mr. Z. As he heads off to retirement, we want him to know that he will be missed in education and has, without a doubt, earned his retirement. We thank him for his many years of service at East Aurora High School, and we hope and we know that he will find now time to do more reading, to do more writing, and to share valuable time with his family. We wish him the very best. I'm going to go off script for one moment here to recognize one more individual who is retiring. And I didn't tell her that we were going to do this. Sorry, Chris. But if you don't mind coming up for just a second. Oh yeah, come on. I want to take this opportunity to recognize one more teacher who's here today and retiring today. Should have made a diploma for her. Chris Schutram. Chris is a celebrated physical education teacher, coach, and advisor of our famous Adventure Club, and has personally been a mentor and role model for me for over 20 years. Her work and leadership in the field of physical education has set the highest standard in teaching by creatively making physical education a personal experience for our students. And it earned her the recognition of Physical Education Teacher of the Year in the state of New York this past year. Chris is retiring at the top of her game, but we are so happy for her to be able to care for her family and her beautiful grandchildren. So Chris, or as she's been called over the years, Mama Shu, congratulations, and you will be missed. At this time, it's an honor to introduce the last salutatorian and valedictorian of East Aurora High School. These two individuals excel in and out of the classroom, on the athletic field and the pool, on stage and in our greater community. They are leaders in our school and have made East Aurora High School a better place during their time with us. Extraordinarily talented, yet humble and kind, they are highly respected members of the class of 2023. Mrs. Skelski will introduce our salutatorian.
It is my pleasure to introduce this year's salutatorian, Mary Kalinsky. Mary is the daughter of Powell and Anna Kalinsky. An academic with exceptional intellect, Mary has a passion not just for learning, but to see beyond the surface, seeking deeper meaning and understanding about the world around her. Ever creative, perceptive, and receptive, her commitment to excellence is reflected in her coursework and academic achievement. She is described as intelligent, exceptional, adaptable, fun, and compassionate by teachers and her peers. Always seeking a challenge, Mary has excelled in 10 advanced placement courses, earning the AP Scholar with Distinction, as well as the AP Capstone Diploma. Highlighting her academic achievement, she is a member of National Honor Society and Latin Honor Society. Mary has been recognized each year by the American Classical League for her high marks on the National Latin exam. In her junior year, she was honored with the University of Rochester George Eastman Youth Leaders Award. Passionate about music, singing, dancing, and acting, Mary has been an integral part of the theater, arts, and music programs of East Aurora High School, leading the way across the stage with skill and grace. A member of many clubs, Mary is a natural leader and leads by example. Outside of school, she inspires young dancers through her work as a teacher at her dance studio. After graduating, Mary plans to attend the University of St. Andrews in Scotland to study art, history, and English. Congratulations, Mary.
Good morning, and thank you so much, Ms. Skalski, for that very kind introduction. One sunny day last summer, Dad told my family that we were heading for a hike to fully enjoy our stay in the mountains. About 4 hours in, as the peak grew steeper and steeper and the path narrower and narrower, it became clear. This was no hike. It was a fully fledged climb, and the kind where you can't take your eyes off the ground, because one misstep could be your downfall. And I don't mean that in a metaphorical sense. As I pasted myself to the side of the mountain, feet sore and back aching at hour 6, the possibility of such a slip-up became more real by the second. My common sense left me, and at each ascending turn, I grasped at whatever thin bush or weed grew on the mountain to my left, with a desperate hope of stabilizing myself. I didn't realize how pointless an effort this was until I looked up and realized that my older sister was doing the same thing, hoping that some scrawny mountain plant would keep her from plummeting to her doom. "Why do we do this?" she heaved. At first, I was certain she meant the hike, but seeing our matching fistfuls of weeds, my face got redder than it already was. "I don't know," I gasped, "but I can't keep going without having something to hold on to." "Yeah, but think about it. You've already got gravity holding you, pulling you down and not out." And she was right. What were we doing, clinging to a bunch of weeds as if gravity wasn't there to hold us? A week or two ago, my 10-year-old sister stumbled into my room and happened upon a Polaroid camera, which had been a gift for my 18th birthday. I'd had it for months, but hadn't touched a single piece of film, knowing that the small pack only guaranteed 30 photos. My sister begged to try it out, and I told her I wasn't sure. It was just a sad, rainy Tuesday, and there was nothing to photograph. I wanted to save the film for a special occasion, for the right moment. She looked at me, a bit outraged, as she gestured to the barely open window and the bouquet of flowers that fell in front of it, a serene still life that I had seen but not acknowledged. And she responded, "But Mary, this is the perfect moment." Wednesday morning, I sat down to write this speech and found that my mind's well of ideas had completely dried up. 4 years of high school and about 1 million thesis statements, and I had nothing. "What am I even supposed to say?" I asked my mom in a panic, scribbling out yet another bullet point. "Well, what do you want to say?" she asked, as calm as anything. "Wait," I stopped. I hadn't thought about it like that before. Thursday night, as I finally pulled up Google Docs to start typing, my 15-year-old brother looked over my shoulder. "Hey, quote me too," he said, eyeing the names of my quotable family members. "Well," I answered, "what's something profound you've said?" He thought for a minute. "I can't remember anything I've ever said." And I agreed, a bit meanly. "Yeah, because you haven't ever said anything." He stood there for a second longer, then walked out. "Okay, let me know when you remember something. I'll be up, waiting for this Young Thug album." I don't know about you guys, but I feel like there's something pretty deep there too. As much as high school has taught me, and how grateful I am for every experience I've had at EAHS, I think I've learned the most important lessons, not in the times where I was worried about having the best transcript, going to the perfect college, and planning a roadblock-free life. No, I could only hear them when I got out of my head and listened to the wisdom of the people around me, urging me to stop clinging to what is futile and short-lived, and to focus on what has true gravity. To stop waiting for the perfect moment to act, or to live. And, regardless of what you have or haven't said before, to figure out what it is that you want to tell our world. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
pleasure to introduce to you the valedictorian of the class of 2023, Jessica Drozdowski. Jessica is the daughter of Jeffrey and Jennifer, a driven scholar with passion for learning. Jessica has been a model of determination and dedication, always seeking to challenge herself from the start. Her commitment to excellence is reflected in her coursework and academic achievement. With a GPA of 100.24, Jessica has challenged herself every step of the way by taking honors level and AP courses throughout high school. Jessica has been a member of the STEM program since the 9th grade. As a senior, she was enrolled in 6 AP courses. At the end of her high school career, Jessica will have completed 10 AP courses, 2 SUNY College courses. She's recognized by the College Board as an AP Scholar with honors. Jessica was awarded the Harvard Book Award last year and was inducted into the Roycroft chapter of the National Honor Society. She's an incredibly talented athlete as well. She was a leader on our varsity swim team and captain this past year. During her swim career, Jessica has been an all-Western New York scholar athlete, ECIC and Class B champion, a school and pool record holder, and won the Sportsmanship Award at the state meet. She also swims for the Twist Swim Club. One of Jessica's strengths is her time management skills. She gets up very early in the morning to get a swim practice in, gets some homework done as well, and gets to school on time by 7:45. After school, she has more swim time and gets more homework done. She has a love for swimming, and she's sharing it with the next generation. She teaches swim safety at the community pool. She has run fall clinics, summer camps, and coached modified and JV summer league teams. At East Aurora High School, she's also a member of the class executive board, Donate Life Club, and is the tutoring coordinator for our National Honor Society. Jessica meets every challenge with a can-do attitude, has the intellectual ability that can make it happen. She's going to continue her education at the University of Vermont, majoring in biological sciences and, of course, swimming. Ladies and gentlemen, the valedictorian of the class of 2023, Jessica Drozdowski.
Thank you, Mr. Roberts, for the kind introduction. Valedictorian, a word that conceals a forgotten history. This tradition of oration, born in colonial times, holds even deeper roots. The word valedictorian derives meaning from the Latin word valere. Much like the tradition behind this recognition, time has reshaped the meaning of this word. We understood vale to mean goodbye during our introduction to world languages in middle school. Only now do the most dedicated students appreciate the depth of this word. Wale doesn't just mean goodbye. It means to be strong, to be influential, to be healthy, and to be wise. Class of 2023, our time at East Aurora High School has defined these elements of a proper goodbye of strength, influence, health, and wisdom. Strength is a quality found in each and every one of us. Whether we acquired this power through hours of training or sleepless nights of study, our dedication to our work paid off. We stand here today as the next generation of great athletes and cultivated minds thanks to our resilience. We have spent the last 4 years proving ourselves durable despite our losses. We lost games and races that mattered, we worked hard only to be disappointed by our grades, and we found moments where our efforts failed us. But after all of this, we still pushed on and became stronger. Our perseverance has led us to the next quality of a proper farewell: influence. As the last class to experience high school before COVID-19, we fought to bring back opportunities we value at our school. We pushed for our favorite clubs, dances, football games, and pep rallies to return. We are so successful in this endeavor because we showed everyone just how passionate we were. We led by example as officers, captains, and upperclassmen to continue traditions and make everyone feel seen. Our class emphasized mental and physical health when we needed it most. The smiles we shared during passing periods brightened the entire school on the toughest days. Our outgoing nature as a class sparked positivity in the classroom and encouraged others to try new things. Discussions about our future have been built upon the strong base our mentors have set and our unwavering determination to stay true to ourselves. This being said, I believe we will continue to work towards improving the health of others and ourselves, as many of us intend to pursue careers in science and medicine. This brings us to our final stage of goodbye, wisdom. We are lucky enough to grow up with one of the most brilliant groups to date, but it wasn't luck that got us here today. It was hard work and determination. Wisdom doesn't come from a classroom. It also comes from experience. East Aurora High School has set the foundation for all of us to be sagacious individuals. Now it is our turn. We must go out into the world and live lives true to ourselves to complete this monument. Although none of us know what the future may hold, we can rest assured that we will become wise from even the bad experiences. I'd like to thank everyone at this school for making the past 4 years unforgettable. Thank you to the teachers who not only taught us, but made us more wise. And thank you to those who offered their classrooms as a place to hang out each morning. I know that we will all go far in life, no matter which path we chose to take, thanks to the extraordinary education we received here. Our parents, teachers, and coaches have prepared us to succeed through all of life's challenges. Now it is our turn to honor their efforts and make them proud. Fellow graduates, I want to congratulate you for making it here today and remind you to never forget what we learned and went through together. Whether we realize it or not, EAHS has prepared us to say goodbye and begin the next chapter. Continue to grow strong, have a positive influence on those around you, cherish your health, and find value in each day's lesson. I wish you all the best and can't wait to see how we change the world. Thank you.
we organized 2 food and clothing drives to benefit Feed More Western New York, Buffalo City Mission, and Fish. In total, we collected over 900 pounds of food and well over 200 bags of clothing.
We used profits from concessions and ticket sales to fund the 2022 prom at the Annex. In addition, we designed class apparel each year and made special senior class gear this past fall. We are also leaving behind $500 for the class of 2027, as well as $2,000 for the class of 2024.
To show our gratitude to Mercy Flight after the awesome presentation they gave during our prom pep rally, the executive board has decided to give a donation with the remaining balance in our account of over $1,900. For most of us, their display truly opened our eyes to what first responders go through daily.
As a gift to the classes below us, we have purchased 6 rocking chairs to be placed outside the building and can be used for relaxation for both students and staff. Also, we have bought 8 comfy chairs for the senior commons to serve as extra seating and possibly a new nap area in school.
It has been an honor to serve as officers of our class for the past 4 years. We are excited to ensure that future classes are able to have as amazing of a high school experience as we did. As we move on to the next chapters of our lives, let's remember the impact we've all had on this school and the memories we've created here.
On behalf of the School Board of Education, Mrs. O'Weiler will accept the senior gift.
Thank you, graduates. On behalf of the Board of Education, I am happy to accept these gifts. The chairs will provide much-needed comfort to students and staff. The food, clothing, and money raised to help others will have a lasting impact. Your incredible generosity and dedication to school and community will be the legacy of the class of 2023. I stand before you not just as a school board member, but as a parent of one of our graduates. Students, just a few short weeks ago, you rode a school bus for the last time to and from Parkdale, where it all began. You put on your cap and gown and walked the halls of your old school, coming full circle. As you did, students exclaimed, "Wow, they're so big, and he's so tall." Just 13 short years ago, you were one of them. When you entered the doors of Parkdale, you were welcomed with open arms by your principal, Mrs. Klimchuk. Your half-day kindergarten teachers, Ms. Austin, Mrs. McAtee, or Mrs. Martin, greeted you with smiles. It was here that you participated in your first concert, The Bear Went Over the Mountain. You went to book fairs, attended fall fests, send-off to summers, walkathons. You learned all your math facts in those timed 5 minutes. You participated in a Make-A-Wish carnival and learned the song that will always be embedded in your head, Parkdale, I'll always be thinking of you. And after 5 years, just like that, you made it through and walked out the doors of your dear Parkdale. Then came middle school. Your principal at the time, Mr. Membretti, met you in the cafeteria, explaining what it was going to be like as a middle schooler. There were new friends, lockers with a combination that you never thought you'd remember, changing classes, 3 floors to navigate, and a huge cafeteria filled with 2 grades at once. While recess was no longer a thing, you had science labs, study halls, chorus, swimming during phys ed. You learned how to sew, make a clock, and a 3-legged stool. You started a foreign language, went to activity nights, park and pool days, your first dance. You participated in modified sports, after-school clubs, taking the late bus home, a semi-formal and a moving up ceremony. After 4 years, you tackled Middle School triumphantly and gazed over your shoulder as you left the building behind and moved on to the next chapter. Outside the front doors stood Mr. Roberts, enthusiastically greeting each of you, welcoming you to high school. One level now, but with wings and maze-like hallways. Many activities and events happened while here. Some experiences were not wanted, like Google Meets and remote learning, but others you embraced, you grew, you thrived in. Yet, they all shaped you into who you are today. Some of you were in musicals, going out of your comfort zone to act or sing on stage. Some played in JV or varsity sports, winning sectionals and state titles or your personal best. You attended homecoming dances in and outside of school, participated in clubs, shared lunches with teachers. There were activity and early periods, badminton tournaments, Spirit Week, pep rallies with some very unique dances, Blue Devil TV, electives, Ormsby, rockets launched, parades through our village where younger students waited enthusiastically for you to come by, unified basketball games, proms, regents, AP exams, senior week, and now graduation. You have all survived high school. Today, as we gather here to celebrate your achievements, we acknowledge that each one of you is about to embark on a new and unique path in life. Some of you will be going into a much-needed trade. Others will tread the path of higher education. Some of you may be entering the military, for which we thank you. Some will walk right into the workforce. Whatever path you choose, move forward confidently. Do not let fear overcome you. Put your greatest effort and fuel your passions. Travel. See the world outside of East Aurora, outside of New York, and outside of the United States. There is so much for you to learn and explore. Experience. Enjoy. Live. To quote the Baseball Hall of Famer Yogi Berra, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. You have triumphed over the challenges of high school, and for that, you should be immensely proud. Class of 2023, I extend my heartfelt congratulations. On behalf of all of us, we wish you the utmost success and happiness in all your endeavors. Know that your absence will be profoundly felt within these halls and at home, but we send you off with excitement, knowing that you are ready. We wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
Every year, our graduation planning committee conducts a search for the commencement address speakers. This year, there were 2 individuals who struck a chord with the committee. I'd like to congratulate Emma Dolan and Cameron Bauman for being selected to represent the class of 2023. And we're going to start with Emma.
There is no doubt that we have all shared different thoughts anticipating this morning, but I am sure we have shared one. I hope I do not fall on stage as I accept my diploma. I mean, it seems like it would be so embarrassing, tripping right in front of all the families and friends who came to watch their loved ones graduate high school. I personally have had quite a few falling incidents within my lifetime. In middle school, right as all the buses heading to the high school were driving down my road, I slipped on ice. And during a tennis match, my shoe became untied and I fell right on the court. I am sure many of you have shared similar experiences. Now, I could endear you with many stories about myself falling, but as we sit here today together one last time, I want to convince you that we need to fall more often. As Taylor Swift said during her commencement speech at NYU, effortlessness is a myth. I believe that effortlessness is simply not giving yourself the opportunity to fall. Maybe you did not get accepted into your top college. Maybe you missed your class rank goal by one place. Maybe your sports team lost their regionals. You fell, and that's scary. It can be painful. People may laugh, people may show pity, and during those unknown moments on the ground, it can seem impossible to stand up. But think of all the falls that brought you here today, sitting next to the people who saw you trip and tumble. As we venture out into the adult world, we will fall. Some falls will hurt more than others, and you may find it hard to get off the ground. But the impact of a fall can only be defined by what you decide to do when you are down. When you fall, don't be afraid to say it hurts. Don't hesitate to take a moment on the ground to catch your breath. Don't be afraid to reach out to the hand that is willing to help you. And once you get off the ground, please don't be scared to take another step. In these moments when you do not feel good enough, strong enough, smart enough, remember that you are. You were good enough when you got waitlisted. You were strong enough when you lost your match. You were smart enough when you looked at your transcript and saw that number. Many compare graduation to a crossroad, and it can feel intimidating. But we have been facing crossroads with every fall taken. Your courage and determination to stand and take the right path has brought you here today, standing at a threshold. This is the moment where you need to take another step. Remain steady, even in the uncertainty. No, I don't mean steady as in not falling, but steady in the belief in yourself, whether you fall or not. We cannot fear the hazard signs or regret not seeing the ones we missed, because in hindsight, falls typically become the greatest successes in our life. They teach us valuable lessons that prepare us to make the right choices, display a positive attitude, and treat others with kindness by giving them a hand. So as of June 25th, 2023, I hope that we can sit here together, looking forward to our future falls. We are ready for this next chapter. It can be frightening not knowing what lies ahead on the path, but the class of 2023 is resilient, determined, and strong. And while high school may now only be a memory, these characteristics we have learned alongside family and friends here today will stay with us forever. You have people to rely on. You have strength to rely on yourself. So don't forget the times you fell on the sports field, tripped up the stairs, or slipped up on a test, because those moments where you decided to stand back up helped you make you the graduate you are today. Good luck, class of 2023. Now let's go show the world we know how to fall.
Clocks carry history. Like any photograph or piece of clothing, clocks are representative of the time of their creation. They sit high and regal and watch over the world below them, dictating time. We remained much the same until 3 o'clock, when our 4th grade year began. We as a class began to branch off of the trunk of our like-mindedness and sprout into our own unique personalities. We formed lasting bonds with our peers and started to settle into our niches, some of us tending to lean towards each department, or sport, or the art department, and beginning to hone in our personal skills. Fast forward past our middle school years, past our awkward early teen years and our first final exams, and we come to high school. This building, these mentors and teachers, and this field. It's 8 o'clock, and our futures are in sight. COVID may have posed a fork in our roads, but being the resilient bunch we are, we made it here intact. We chose to take the adversity we faced and grow stronger because of it. Through remote schooling and red and blue groups, we continued our education, unsure of whether or not we'd even be able to have our senior year. But luckily, when the clock struck 11, we returned to class as normal, getting to witness smiling faces in person again, and being able to attend our senior prom and service days, and to be able to have the proud faces of our families cheering at us from the stands. And for that, we're so grateful. So now, my fellow classmates, the clock has struck midnight. 12 hours, 12 years. The world around us is pitch black and the sky is shimmering with stars. You can't see your hand 3 feet from your face, but there's a sense of thrill that comes with the unknown. That is what we are facing. We're standing on a familiar road with no idea what happens after we turn around the corner. In our everyday lives, once the clock strikes midnight, a new day is brought to us. We wake up in the early morning hours after the stroke of 12 and take on the day, never really knowing the beauty of being awake that early, never taking advantage of the just waking world around us. Don't treat these next few years like those first early hours. Be the person to wake up, make friends, take trips, see the world, and experience as much as you can. Learn and grow, of course, but don't under any circumstances ignore the human connections and experiences to be gained from that growth. Like a clock, our lives continue to tick forward, second by second. It's a new hour. A new chapter of your life has been revealed by the turn of a page. The words in front of you are foreign yet enticing. What will your after midnight look like? What will 1201 bring? Whatever it is, I implore you to take these past 12 years with you. Cradle them in your hands and store them in your back pocket, because they will prove to be invaluable and timeless. Thank you.
I think you can see why Emma and Cam were chosen. Beautiful stories to share, meaningful stories to share with the graduates and the audience. Well done, both of you. All right, class of 2023, the time has come. Before we begin the distribution of the diplomas to the class of 2023, we would like to ask for your cooperation. High schools, colleges, and universities mark ceremonies like graduation with distinctive traditions. The academic procession of the teachers and graduates dates back to the Middle Ages and signifies the collegiality of thought and action while respecting appropriate distinctions. Ceremonial robes and cords and headgear indicate these distinctions and are perhaps the most obvious.
Jessica Drozdowski. Caroline Clark. Emma Dolan. Cameron Bauman. Natalie Burke. Anna Brinker. Madison Diebold. Catherine Jancy. Reagan Kavsik. Grace Perkins. Kalissa Rosinski. Alexis Briggs. Bethany Francis. Elspeth Green. Elizabeth Gunner. Nicholas Kavari. Jack LaRoche. Sarah Larson. Adam Murabi. Emily Pijanowski. Thomas Reichert Jr. Oliver Sachik. Bram Tereshow. Mason Wiedemann. Madison Abramo. Dylan Austin. Toby Baker. Riley Bauer. Anna Bean. Gavin Bells. Taylor Bentley. Sophia Benson. Mason Basant. William Brady. Mary Kate Brinkworth. Althea Kalea. Emma Carter. Joseph Coatsworth. Ethan Cole. Patrick Creighton. Emma Cubans. Marissa Zora. Jack DeGuano. Connor Daniker. Camden Dominowski.
Going down.
Eloise Evers. Ethan Egloff. Sadie Everhart. Landry-Ann Farr. Luxon Fiegel. Richard Fioretti. Maxwell Freer. Maxwell Gasick. Quinn Galuski. Cameron Jerenbeck.
At this time, when we move from my right to left, I'd like to recognize graduates who could not be with us this morning. They include Devin Birmingham, Grace Braun, and Jacob Dietrich. Mary Kalinsky. Scarlett Barone. Alexander Herr. Mark Imiola. Joshua Krieger. Emma Rinaldi. Johanna Rincon. Maya Rogers. Sage Tyson. Jack Walsh. Caitlin King.
Cecilia Gialella. George Gisevich. Ariana Girardi. Mila Gordon. James Green. Audrey Guzzo. Isabel Hall. Maxwell Halpin. Matthew Haynes. Spencer Harp. Ethan Hausauer. Matthew Horning. Ashlyn Houghton. Samantha Hume. Cameron Ignatowski. Cameron Jerenbeck.
At this time, when we move from my right to left, I'd like to recognize graduates who could not be with us this morning. They include Devin Birmingham, Grace Braun, and Jacob Dietrich. Mary Kalinsky. Scarlett Barone. Alexander Herr. Mark Imiola. Joshua Krieger. Emma Rinaldi. Johanna Rincon. Maya Rogers. Sage Tyson. Jack Walsh. Caitlin King. Justin Kitson. Bronson Kopezi Deek. Trevor Canopa. Samuel Quia. Gabrielle Landau.
Yay, Gabby!
Katarina Lawish. Edison Legg. Rachel Fontaine. Francesca Lehner. Pasqualina Lehner. Aiden Litwiniak. Joseph Lux. Parker Madigan. Mackenzie Marsh. Jay Marshall. Kyan Matthew. Sage McDowell. Lola Lorenzo Diaz. Alex McLaughlin. Nice catch, Mr. Russ. William Mersman. Isaac Mikulek. Tyler Michael. Evan Miller. Lily Miller.
Woo, Lily!
Nathaniel Nutting Hartman. Rory O'Brien. Nicholas Oweiler. Noah Osmansky. Zachary Parrish. Violet Peck. Gianna Perry. Michael Peterman. Isabella Pijanowski. Samuel Privatera. Ryan Quigley. Edward Randall. Jacob Reddick. Joshua Reddick. Mia Rosati. Ashley Ross. Kaylee Roth. Alexander Rumfola. Sarah Schoeneman. Riven Swartzot. Jenna Smazinski.
Yeah, kid.
Talia Spencer. Olivia Berdudo. Ryan Stonis. James Tresman. Taylor Trulin. Nicholas Velvo. Zachary Van Kuren. Samuel Wanglin. Molly Watson. Gavin Wilszewski. Cade Wittenrich.
Way to go, Whit!